This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from South Philly, close to 70,000 strong, packing Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Arizona Cardinals and the Philadelphia Eagles. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen, it is for real. Season begins here. Off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. First carry for Saquon Barkley. Room to run right away. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Once again, it's Barkley. Yeah, he did a nice job there, sidestepping tacklers on his way to a pickup of 8.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Will Johnson there.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes, that's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth where the receiver's saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And this takes him into the right zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a 1st down. They'll run it here with Saquon. And they'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7. From the gun, Jackson. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is, firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face 3rd down. Now, Jackson. They're called in at the 2. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown. They get 14 yards and set up 1st and goal. Could we see the first touchdown of the new season? It's 1st and goal. Good blocking, and he's in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Touchdown, Eagles.
is certainly an ideal way to start a season, Mike. You get the ball first, you come out, you look sharp, you're in and out of the huddle, you're super efficient. Not only do you take the ball all the way down the field, but you come away with 6. And I know they sure hope that this is a sign of things to come, not only for this offense today, but as the rest of this season unfolds.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Ready! Cowboy 80! They'll run the first carry of the game for Trey Benson. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game? They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
It's a loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Jackson now on 2nd down. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35.
And an Eagles
14 on the pickup. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the 1st down.
That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
They'll try to run here with Barkley. And he's going to have an Eagles 1st down, at least at first glance. They'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back to throw, Jackson. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
2nd down, Jackson. Moving to his right. He got all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
3rd down.
Brian Burns. He's got his first sack of the season here early in week 1. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Jackson. Forced out wide. He'll try and get there on the ground. Woo. That changes a lot. He's out of bounds all the way down at the 20-yard line. It is a big play for the Eagles. 45 yards.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw. The throw here is complete. And he's close to another 1st down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an ezy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
He'll fight forward. Doesn't get a whole lot, but he got what he needed. It is 1st and goal coming up.
And with that run, it puts them on the doorstep of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up into this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown kind of feels like a letdown.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. Throwing Jackson. That is caught by the tight end. Touchdown, Eagles.
Well, I think these guys are ready for week 1 to get started. I mean, you see teams kind of limp their way into the regular season, and they don't find their form until a couple weeks in. But they didn't play a ton in the preseason, but that's 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and let's all say, what the heck does the preseason even mean?
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
They're on the 35-yard line.
On the ground, this is Ashton Genty. And he's fighting to get free. A lot of work there for a gain of 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
Here we go.
So, 1st quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. It's the Eagles with the early advantage. And we're back in Philly in a moment. 2nd quarter starts. Cardinals in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd down and 7.
Here we go. Ready.
From the gun, here's Milton. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
He's going to be might give him 15 more yards. So, here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Drop 50.
From the shotgun, a throw from Milton. Quick throw, taken in. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
A run. Genty. And he's close to the goal line. Took the big shot at the end. But he indeed will have them set up for 1st and goal.
1st down. 1st and goal, Arizona.
Let's go. Let's go.
Genty. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
Their ground game ends up failing at the exact moment, Mike, where they're needed the most. 1 yard to the goal line, that's prime opportunity. Finish the drive, take the lead, but instead, they go backwards.
Backed up to the 3. It's 2nd and goal. Get out of the gun is Milton. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Now Milton. That is caught, and he'll take it on in. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Cardinals.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken around the 11. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
Their own 25-yard line.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
BC ready?
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Has an opening. Past the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. That one good for 26 yards.
That's good.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
Quickly to the outside and complete. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Lamar going to work from the pistol. He gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the 1st down.
The 34-yard line.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
He'll go left side here and complete this one. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Second and a yard.
From the 25, here's second down and a yard. I'll run up the middle with Barkley. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chain.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. Third and short, fourth and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Inside the 10, it is caught. And it'll be marked down at the 7. And it will set up first and goal.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
Their first 2 drives yielded touchdowns. Now they can make it 3-4-3. It is first and goal. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Trying again here from the 7-yard line, second down and goal. Jackson exiting the pocket right. He pulls it in around the 5. And the defense trying to tighten down here. They're going to hold him to a gain of 3. And that's going to set up third and goal.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Third and goal for Jackson. Rolling right. The back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Some play by the quarterback. He got flushed by the rush, but Greg made the right choice and ends up with a touchdown pass.
The question always is for these quarterbacks, Mike, in this situation, how long does he remain a passer, or then does he just tuck it down and become a runner? I think he does this perfectly, extends the play as long as possible, gives time for his receiver to uncover, and results in a touchdown.
To kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Genty. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. They'll come up here on second down and 5.
18, 5 in, 68.
Looking to throw, it's Milton. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Intercepted. The Eagles take over first and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Press up. 180. Press up.
Here's a handoff to Barkley. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, Philadelphia.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult.
That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game. Elliott now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Eagles add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. Up the sideline, past midfield. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's good.
Once again, it's Genty. And a nice game there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Here's second and 2.
Let's go now. Dragon 60.
To throw, it's Milton. That'll be taken in. It's Trey Benson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down. And for a gain of 7.
Hot 70. Hot 70.
A run with Benson. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Arizona will take its first timeout. Clock will stop, as will stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Second down, they need 7. Throwing is Milton. On the right side here, pass is caught. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain. This is 3rd and 6.
Warriors 70.
Here's Milton. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And he's trying to get to the marker, but he's not going to get there. About a yard short. Now, what do you do on 4th and 1?
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on 4th down. To the outside, he's got Harrison.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Moving outside the pocket. There's a throw right side. Going to be incomplete.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
Here we go. Set. 76.
Throw once more, and here's Milton. He'll get this off to Genty. And he will get into the end zone. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Cardinals. What a start to the year. His second touchdown in this opening half. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
A short one taken at the 10. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jackson now to throw on first down. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Now a timeout signal for him, and they'll get it with 10 seconds until the break.
At the 14-yard line.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. And they'll let Dutch run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So, one half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here we go. 60 average. 60 pop. Top low 18. Ready.
Run right up the gut with Genty. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up a first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
A short one here, caught by McBride. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the
Throwing, Hilton. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are under. I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
19 tight. 19.
To the air on third down is Milton. And that is incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
The Cardinals take over first and 10. The Cardinals take over first and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Bronco 80. Come on, come on. Set. Panther 60. Panther 60. 60 bites. 60 bites. Let's go.
Here's Genty. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's first and goal.
Gain of 12 yards.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit.
And he's into the end zone yet again. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Arizona. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. You're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Their own 29-yard line.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. They'll bring this to about the 34-yard line. Dino Stone with the tackle.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as the tackle is made just shy of the 40.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
25 yards, the pickup there. Good for an Eagles first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Barkley. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7. And the pistol, Jackson ready. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a first down. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Barkley. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. Now carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. Cardinals say they have it, and they do.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
This one complete, right side. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. It's a gain of 34. On 1st down, here's Milton. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
To the air. It's Milton. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Throwing again is Milton. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Cougar 19. Steady.
Getting the tough yards. They'll go with their fullback. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on fourth down. A couple of first downs to start this drive. They're 1st and 10, up at the 42. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
At the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson looking to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
Well, give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
So the challenge is not successful, and that will cost them the first of their 3 timeouts for the half. Now a screen set up for Barkley. Ooh, that's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
3 yards. And an Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 36. The shotgun, here's Jackson. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
Out to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he'll take this one in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. He had the touchdown run earlier. Now add a TD reception. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Ready. Nice. Get it. Go.
Milton now to throw on 1st and 10. He'll air it out down the middle. That is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field, and after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
The extra point, up and good. And the Cardinals back within 7. It's 35-28. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Ready. Sit on. 180. Sit on.
They'll run. It's Barkley. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Wanna quit?
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Jackson now on 2nd down. On the run to the right. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to be close to the first down. Looking just a yard short of the line to gain, so that'll bring up 3rd and short yardage.
That's a smart play. 2nd down, don't force it if it's not there. He's able to tuck it, pick up some extra yards, and set up a more manageable 3rd down.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run here with Barkley. He will not be able to get to the edge. They shut him down. Taken down behind the line. And it's 4th down.
A loss of 2 yards. It's
3rd and short. You think the defense has everybody packed in there real tight. So as a play caller, you're thinking, all right, let's give my running back a chance to stretch and cut. But this defense was ready for all of it. They string him out wide. Nowhere to cut. Take him down for a loss.
This fielded inside the 35.
Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Come on. Hit. Pat the 60. Steady.
Here's a handoff to Jenkins. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. 1 yard
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 9.
Count my team.
From the shotgun, a throw from Milton. That's caught by Harrison right side. Well, it's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
There's 2 big key pieces the way you want to evaluate quarterbacks in the NFL, Mike, is the first one, how do they operate on 3rd down? But the second one, how do they throw the ball when it's not a clean pocket? And you saw here, the ability to be on time and accurate through contact, that's what separates the good ones from the rest. And that was a big-time throw right there.
To throw, it's Milton. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They'll run it straight ahead now with Genty. And he shows off those strong legs right through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
They keep it on the ground with Genty. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
On the jump.
First and 10.
Back on 80.
First down.
Let's go.
Now Milton. And left side, it's caught. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
Some nose guards in the 3-4 defense, Mike, are just asked to take up space and eat up blockers. But not this guy. He defeats his blocker and makes the tackle. That's playing the nose guard at the next level.
Genty, and he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
Down here this close, all it takes is one defensive lineman defeating his block and getting some penetration, and that's exactly what we saw here. Not only to stop the ball carrier short of the end zone, but to take him down for a loss.
He's got his big tight end, Trey McBride. Touchdown, Arizona.
Touchdown, Cardinals.
A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? You're an extra point away from tying this thing up. We got ourselves a ball game.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Now, here comes a return from the 9. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage. But when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
Second down. Jackson. Got a man open downfield on the crossing route. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. It's a big play when they needed it the most. 36 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given. But it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else. And I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
18 yards on the pickup there. First down, Philadelphia.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And That's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. Here comes Barkley. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Barkley, and he's taken down. That will get them a bit closer. Every yard going to help the field goal kicker right now. Now a timeout charge to Arizona. That is their 2nd. Talk things over before 3rd down. A run with Barkley. Oh, the defense meets him in the backfield. They stopped him dead in his tracks and set up 4th down.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
This kick is good. And they take the lead in the final minute of this game.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Come on. Set. Ready?
They'll drop to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. Card's going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. They'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game.
And now we're at the point in the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. That's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
Trying to get it out to Ashton Genty that time. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere.
And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cooper DeDean. And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
They go down to an 8, and that's the way to start the new campaign. 1 game, 1 win here in this season opener. So it's a win here for the